Welcome everybody to Sabado Session Podcast. It's Talk of the Week, and today we're going to be including the juniors previews. And we know that it already kicked off just due to the timing that we just chose to do it today. So we have myself, Espin, Indy, and Mo. So I will get it to Mo to kick us off.
I think we wanted to start off first with the latest news that's happening in the GBPF powerlifting world. I think recently a document just went out saying that the new head coach will be Paul Marsh. Wanted to drop it down to you guys. What do you guys think about that? It's pretty interesting.
I think we needed some stability, to be honest, because we've had a long period where we've been waiting for like that news. Obviously, we told everyone that Henry had stepped down before Worlds near enough, and it's been months and months and months with no news. Obviously, we had a lot going on at BP anyway. So first of all, it's really good to have stability, especially as a member of the senior team at the moment. We sort of knew for a little while, and there was things going on in the background, but you can't really talk about it until it's been made public. So I'm glad it's happened. And obviously, I've worked with Paul previously, and obviously he's been the English head coach as well. So he's been out in the Commonwealth, and he's had experience being a head coach. I think that was one of the main things that they were looking for. I know there's been quite a few applications in. I don't know the process of how they went about selecting, but I'm glad it's settled now. We know, and there's things going forward, and it's we've got 2 planned squad sessions pre-Euros and things like that. So things are already in place. Right. Things are already settling on my end anyway.
Yeah, I mean, with me again, I mean, probably Indy covered all of it. So we just wanted to have that stability after Henry stepped down. So again, myself personally, I've known Paul for a very long time. I mean, he was the first person I met when I started powerlifting. So in terms of like having the experience, of course, he has tons of it. So again, it's been around the team pretty much every single year. I think the only year, if I remember, I didn't see Paul at the international was in 2018 in Canada. But since then, he's been everywhere. So it means like he's not a new face to the team. He knows pretty much all of us, as international or senior teams. So I think the relationship there doesn't really need work because we know who he is. I think if there's only one thing I will call to my fellow internationals or seniors is to just not be afraid. If they get something they need to say or something they have to be honest, just speak to the head coach. Do you know what I mean? Because again, the reason I'm saying that is because in the past, transparency was not really our strong suit. So now we have got a new person in. We have to make those improvements, those change. So someone like me that my mouth run like a fucking bag of sugar. So I will always going to talk. But so I'm just calling everybody. If you got something against the head coach, or you got something that you think the head coach should listen to, or something that we think we can improve, just be honest. And the rest of the GB as well, in terms of not just us international seniors. You know what I mean? We have got a lot of lifters in GB. So now you know who your head coach is. So if you have questions, how the selections are made or whatever, things like that, just reach out. Just don't keep it to yourself. So yeah.
Yourself. Right, so that's great.
Espen, you can add a comment as well. I know you haven't been in the team for a long time, but
I was just going to say that I'm just excited. I'm going to be getting my call up to Euros, isn't it? So, Paul,
oh yeah,
I'll give you my email address after this.
2026.
Nah, it's like what Julian said, anyways, man. He's a familiar face that everyone knows. He's been to every international, well, the majority of them, anyways. And it's like people are comfortable with him, anyways. So it's like it's almost like he's been doing that job already in a way. So I think he's a good fit, man. So.
The one thing I'll say is just when you're approaching him, just make sure to give him some sparkling water because apparently he likes that stuff.
Yeah,
and a cigar.
Have it ready in your pocket, like quick snap pack. Here you go, Paul, and then ask him the question.
Yeah, and also when you approach, there's one bit to add to what Indy said. When you approach Paul, whatever he said, expect the truth and expect the reality. Some people go there, you think he's gonna sugarcoat shit. No, he's not. So just be able to handle the truth. If you can't handle the truth, don't approach him.
See, I can imagine Espen going to him and be like, Paul, can I get an invite to him? He's like, no. No, you haven't competed in 2 years. No. Oh, I'm ready for it. I'll be there in the back with my camera zooming in on Espen's face.
Oh, he would just be like, Espen, have you beaten Dylan yet? or no? So you're not going.
Have you beaten
Actually,
Kibria? No.
I actually have beaten him once, but oh shit.
When
Yeah.
is this?
Back in 1962.
Oh, cool.
Fourth
Oh,
place for
days.
you.
You know, if that.
Yeah, that's
If that actually, yeah, bro, not even fourth anymore. Jeez.
Don't watch that. My time will come. All right, let's kick this off, boys. Let's go. Mo, hit us.
So, are we going to run through a quick recap of the sub juniors and then junior men's preview for Wolves?
Yeah, before that, just a quick one. The last podcast, I wasn't there, but we were going through the Manchester previews, and it was pointing out to us that we missed a few of the weight classes. Obviously, it wasn't done intentionally. It was just meant to be like a quick recap, talk, and highlights for people. So we sort of ended up skipping over 2 or 3 weight classes. It just happened by accident, to be honest. Nothing intentional. Before we move on.
On behalf of Durans, just want to apologize to everyone, to be fair.
Duran said, I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah, it was Durans' fault, all of this, so everyone just DM Durans.
Yeah, if you have
Everyone
any
just leaning
issues,
into it.
message Duran's directly.
Of
Please.
course, everything is always during.
His mobile number as well. If you need to reach him urgently, 078.
Oh, what days? That's class. So yeah, let's kick it off. I think we're going to start with the sub juniors. For the men's side, IPF Worlds preview. We've got a few GB lifters that are going. But also, we've got like some very interesting new talent that obviously everyone's been watching worldwide right now. So I just figured, hey, you know what? I've gone through the sub juniors. There are a few GB lot in there. There are a few lifters that are very, very impressive to look at right now. So I'll throw a few names. And then, for example, we have Nonso Chinye, 105 athlete who I believe has moved into the 120s right now. Phenomenal talent. I think only a year into powerlifting, a year and a bit right now, pulls 350 kilos and only like 17, 16. That's insane. So Nonso looks amazing. Since the move to the 120s, he looks really good. I think he looks on trend for maybe a 295 kilo squat, a 175 bench, maybe a 180. Who knows how, when it's a sub junior, the training just compounds and accelerates so quickly. You never know where they're going to end up. And deadlifts, I haven't seen anything too heavy from him, but I think he looks maybe on track to maybe get a little 5 kilo BB or just pull wherever he needs to feel comfortable. He's definitely far ahead of the pack in comparison to everyone, but I think he looks really, really strong right now.
I think he'll win on his. I think he'll be in the lead comfortably, winning on his second deadlift, and then he can load whatever he wants for his happiness on his third. Do you know what I mean? There's 7 people, I think it is, in the 120, so they'll probably end up having like a 7-man flight, and it'll be really, really quick. But obviously, being a sub junior, your cardio is going to be good anyway, isn't it? At that age, and he's quite lean as it is, so I reckon he'll probably win on his second deadlift, and then pull whatever the hell he wants on his third. It'd be nice to see him pushing towards 800 pounds. I know he's going to have that number in his head after pulling 350 in training.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's just his deadlift that we have to. It doesn't be exciting there. Again,
I'd load it. If I was him and I won on my second, I'm loading 800 on my third.
I think he's gonna. I mean, of course, he's gonna smash the world record, which is, I think, it's stood at what? Is it? If I think it's 320. I think
the 120 sub junior world record 320.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh yeah, he's doing that on his second.
Yeah, so because he has the world record as a 105 at 330. So that 320 again, as you said, second or even first. To be honest, I mean, he's a sub junior. He can do whatever he wants.
You don't want to open that heavy though.
Yeah,
relatively.
So, he's gonna crush that record. He's gonna put that record to a place where probably it will take some time for someone to break it. Literally, because the last time it was broken, it was in 2004. That's when it was set. So if he breaks it, it's going to be one of the longest record that's been broken. So it's going to be insane. Again, as I said, I think he's unstoppable. So no one will stop him. It's all about just, I think what we need to think about, how much would he total? Do you know what I mean? It's not about if he will win or when he wins. It's about how much will he total. And that's all ways are going to place him against the best of the juniors in the world. And again, in GB, you guys, Indy as 120s, as a seniors, you're watching these sub juniors, exciting to think like, okay, the future's bright for us. Do you know what I mean?
The 120s is stacked throughout. Seniors, juniors, sub juniors. I love the 120s at the moment. It's fantastic. It's like really fun to see as well. People coming up from the 105s because one thing we've seen in the past is people just stay in their weight classes and it gets a little bit boring. Whereas now people are like, okay, I'm done here. Let's move up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got next?
So next up, I think I wanted to talk about new talent, Joshua Ungoka. I'm not gonna lie, I probably butchered that one. But the kid is young and insanely he's progressing so quickly. I believe he's competing to the 120 plus class, but he's already squatting 300 kilos, benching 175 and deadlifting 315. I mean, this is just pure talent. Only about 5 to 6 months into the sport right now. Everything looks insane. Everything looks very easy. And again, he's definitely further ahead in comparison to his weight class. So I think he'll just be cruising through, having some fun, probably squat something big, bench something decent, and then deadlift, he'll just pull wherever he wants to pull to have some fun in the day.
Yeah, he's too far ahead. There's no catching
He's
him.
well ahead.
Yeah.
It's not even, it's funny, isn't it? It's like ridiculous. What, 170 something kg ahead? That's a
It's a big chunk.
he's a whole Durance bench ahead.
And then also we
It's
we
just,
also have Hamza. Yep.
although, Mo, before you move to that guy, just a quick one. These two boys are going for world records. When I mean world records, no one. Joshua's going for squat. No, the squat, the deadlift, which is, it stands at what, 300.5. So he's gonna smash that, right? The squat is a little bit further down because it's 365, right? By the Americans, you know how Americans are. Yeah, and the bench press, I think is gonna get close. The total is gonna smash it again. To say that how amazing these two Brits are going into this world championship is not just about winning; it's about them setting those standards. Again, it makes it really interesting for us as Brits to know our boys are there smashing world records. Is interesting and exciting. So,
Super young as well, man. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Extremely young, man.
Before we jump on to Hamza, just a shout out to the rest of the GB lifters in the sub juniors because I don't want people to think.
Oh no, yeah,
know what I mean?
we're gonna mention them
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
Carry on.
We're gonna mention them. Then also we have Hamza, phenomenal talent. Also, this is another lifter that's also growing. Right now, his training looks insane. Honestly, all these sub juniors and we're gonna get into juniors later on, but their training looks amazing. Hamza is probably squared around 320. Bench looks well into the 200s, and deadlift looks around 350. Honestly, everyone's talking about, hey, is he going to be the first student to total 900? I don't know. I think 900 is an insane number and an insane reach to even have as a 17-year-old, not to even talk about a fully grown open 105. But insane talent. Everyone's excited to see what he puts up and where he can end up.
Do you think the 7-man flights will affect him at all?
I think everything will affect him. Honestly, I think he's probably training right now at the age he's at. I think it's fair enough to say his training environment is ideal. Everything is prime right now. His recovery, since he's so young, is just going to be insane. First of all, right? Stress, zero, training at home, has his boys around him, eats whatever he wants to eat. I don't know how heavy he sits above the weight class, because I know I heard in comparison to his nationals, he was around 110, cutting down to 105. So I don't know if he's gotten heavier and he's going to be doing that cut again. But I think by the time he gets to Worlds, that pace and that competition and the expectations most likely will affect that total. But still, whatever it puts up, if it's north of 800, that's ridiculously impressive.
Especially sub junior 800 plus. I remember that would have, a few years ago, that would have won senior 105.
Yeah.
That's so
crazy,
insane, isn't it?
And again, guys, I was just looking at the records in that 105. If Hamza come in form, he's gonna obliterate every single record alive in a 105 as a sub junior.
Yep.
He's literally gonna break them and put them to a place where potentially we're not gonna see another one breaking it. Because the reality is, or things like, just people to realize what I'm saying, they deadlift sit at 330. Well, as a 105 sub junior, so that's that's Nonso's record. So yeah, if Mo is talking about the kid is already squatting or 350 and pulling mad weight, so I can expect even the squat one to go as well, because it's sitting at I think the squat is sitting 300 kilos.
It will be, I think, whatever our French guy had done in the past.
Oh, you mean Clement?
Yeah.
The total is like 796 by Coco.
It's
So
insane.
if he's totaling 900, as you're saying, that's adding over 100 kilos on that total. You know, over 100 kilos.
Because on paper it looks close between first and second, but training total wise, Hamza's
way ahead.
Yeah,
way ahead. Man.
But this is the thing. Again, any competition's difficult with internationals. You just never know. It'll be good to see him on the stage, see what he sets as the standard, and take it from there.
Cool.
Yep. And then just to give a few of our GB lot a shout out, we have William, well, we'll just go randomly. We have William Lucas, who's in the 83 kilo class. Massive deadlift, 282.5 as a sub junior is that's just insane to see as an 83. So insane deadlift. I'm very excited to see how he performs on the day. Hopefully he's able to climb the ranks a bit. It will be a tall order, but I think he maybe might be able to edge into the top, top 1, 2nd to 3rd. The person in first place is around 680, so that's a fair bit away. But I don't know how much progress is made on his total, but hopefully he's able to put up something decent. And then also we also have Sam Reed in the same weight class. I've been able to follow his training a little bit. It also looks impressive, squatting around 220 comfortably, deadlifting around 250, and then a 147.5 bench, also sub junior. So hopefully those two boys are able to show up and show out at the Worlds and hopefully have a good time competing. And then also we have Bunsel Alfie. 59 kilo lifter. He's also somewhere within the ranks. Hopefully he has a great day. Squats around 173, benches around 105, and with a massive 190 kilo deadlift as a sub junior in the 59 kg class. That's very impressive again. So all these sub juniors are very, like, the talent we have right now is so impressive that hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully Mo won't disconnect. To be fair, his bench is pretty big for a 59 as well in the sub juniors. Like he's looking to medal on his bench. He's looking to possibly medal on his squat, and then his deadlifts up there as well.
It's just exciting when you look at the strength we have in the sub juniors. Again, I know there's a rest there from on day 74s. There's 2 there. We have got Max Pearson and Aiden Wells. So these are the kids that come in off the sub juniors, and with these again, people don't realize how massive these numbers are. As a sub junior 250 deadlift and 247. It's massive, right? It's massive. That's a big deadlift. So when I was 26, 27 years old, I didn't have that deadlift. So it's just to say these guys are
just about have it now.
I'm trying, right? All right. Not all of us.
We also have some Mo missed out in the 66 class, Western Doje. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know if I pronounced that right. But nominated 7th. However, he has got a 138.5 bench. So he can actually podium on bench. So
that's a big bench.
A very big bench, man. 138.
Big bench.
It's more than me.
That's
at
not
74. Fucking hell.
Catching up to
he's got a solid bench, man. So yeah, it'll be good to see how much he's increased on that one.
It's not far off you as well. But...
I gotta deflect it quickly before you get it in. I gotta get it in first because then it doesn't sound as good. But we got some really good talent coming through GB.
Yeah, very good one. And the last one in the sub juniors we have the 105 and Finn O'Farrell. So again, they're a very good lifter. 260 squat as a sub junior is just incredible. People don't realize how big these weights are. And then again, because they recover with the sub juniors, I don't expect. I'm not going to be surprised if he hit that 700 pound with 232 and a half. It's also 272 and a half. So again, like great talents that we have on the sub juniors. So
see, the thing is, as a senior, when you're doing like the senior previews and stuff, you can you have a lot of like track to follow, if that makes sense. So you sort of know what they're doing, how they're progressing, how much they're going to add on and stuff like that. You get 1 or 2 freaks of nature, but like the juniors and sub juniors, because of the rate of progression, it's very, very difficult for you to say, it's clean, this person, they're going to win, or this is going to happen, because you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, look at Nonto, look how much kgs he's added. The fact that he's gone up a weight category is going to help a lot as well. But, like,
it's crazy.
it's fast.
It's crazy. So, yeah, on that note, guys, let's move to the juniors. So, again, the juniors we have got the 53, 59, 66, 74, 83, 93, 105, 120, and 120 plus. However, to our listeners who are listening, the juniors are the only category here that we have the 53 kilos. In the seniors, we do not have the 53 because for you to keep and stay as a 53, unless you are Espin, is hard. You know?
I was literally gonna say, you gotta have legs like Espin.
Yeah. So
my legs have grown, you know.
Don't make me laugh, bro. You look like a deadlift jack.
That's literally like
that they have.
Bro, rumor has it Durans uses you to floss.
You know what?
So you can't make competitions.
Shit. See how he avoided that bench conversation to just literally.
I said about
I had to deviate that from quick, man.
You gotta slide. You know what I mean? You gotta just let it go and then move on to the next one.
Good. So yeah, let's start with the 53s. So there's only three guys in the 53. Congratulations to you three guys. At least you made the effort to your nation to register you for the World Championship. So if no one bombed, all of you guys are going to be on the platform.
We have to bomb. Moving on.
For me, like, again, impressive lifting there, impressive weight I can see there. But if I want to go about 1, 2, 3, I think I'm going to keep it the way it is. And yeah, that's me there.
200 deadlift as a 53 nominated.
It's very strong, man. It's fucking strong.
It's strong, you know.
Big deadlift.
And the benches are like triple digits as well. 100 kg bench, like it's. And these are junior.
Bro, and look at the squat, bro. 160 kilos as a 53 kilos.
It's wild. If you think about it.
It's crazy, you know? But anyway, impressive stuff, guys. So, guys, can you take on
in the 59s, we have everyone's favorite, obviously. He's pretty much well ahead here. Ivan Campano from Spain. So, nominated with 602.5, but his training has been ridiculous. So I've been watching his Instagram, and he hit a 620 total last week.
That was 60, I think you missed the lift,
Yeah. So it was downward movement, but yeah, he said it will be there on meet day, so we'll see.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter these days. You know what I mean? Downward movement. Let the deadlift go, grip goes, you're not locked out, counter. Nothing against him, obviously, but just generally in the powerlifting world, apparently we're accepting people failing lifts and
where did you hear that?
I've just seen it all over the place, mate, to be honest. I'm just gonna pick 400 off, get it off the floor and be like nearly there, PB.
So just for the record, so he hit in training, he hit a 220 squat, 135 bench, and 265 deadlift with downward movement, but still. But yeah, I think he's gonna PB something big. So I mean, as a 59 lifter, his goal is to get six. He actually said 650 or some shit like that. But that would be fucking ridiculous. Can you imagine that as a 59?
Bro, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
You need to retire.
What?
Espin.
No, he said on Instagram. He said on Instagram.
Espin, you need to retire, bro.
He genuinely said.
My Espin is going 74.
Well, I'm not a fucking 59, am I? But anyways, Mo, welcome back.
Sorry,
hello,
guys.
Sirs.
Sorry, guys. You know, I mean, when he missed that 5,000 from Sheffield, the bills are hard to pay.
Hey, I ain't got your
we were just talking about Ivan in the 59s.
Oh, Ivan in 59. Yeah, he's far ahead in comparison to everyone. I think this is definitely his to take. His training looks insane, though. Have you guys seen, like, I think everyone's talking about how deep, whether he can cross into the 600s and whether he can get close to that 610, 615 range.
He hit 6. Because we were just saying right now, he hit 615, 620 in training. So we'll see what we can do.
So whether he can replicate that on comp day, that'll be so insane.
I tried to do some research as well on the guys from the Philippines and, well, second and third, but apparently, well, not apparently, he's actually on private, so I couldn't do any research on him, unfortunately.
Yeah, and a lot of people are hiding their training as well. Which
exactly.
Makes
the guy that's nominated third.
It makes it difficult.
So the guy that's nominated third, Bodie, he hasn't posted since 2022. So he's hiding everything. So it's a bit hard
2022.
2022, you know, but Americans are
basically last time I competed.
Yeah, fuck
I got you too.
I'm setting it up then as well.
I mean, Americans are always a surprise package, right? I mean, again, these are the juniors. All these numbers that we've seen there, you know, 571, 562, 532. I mean, come to the comp day, all of that will change. Do you know what I mean? It will change drastically. So that's what I expect.
One thing to mention though about Bodie, I mean, Evan will definitely be first. I think Bodie might sneak into that second because I know he hasn't posted from ages, but he's got those insane deadlift leverages that he could potentially just pull wherever he needs to, you know. The last deadlift he posted was like a 250 that looked like RP5. So he's got nominated here 260. He might be well ahead of that by now.
That's true. That's true.
That's fine. It's cool. Guys, let's the next one is the 66. 66. So, before came back, I'll give you the 66 before Espin go for it.
Oh, that's 66 is Espin's weight class, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Espin, go for it then.
All I know is
66.
Sammy's beating whatever's Espin's hit ever.
I was actually going to big him up, but now that you said that, fuck that.
But he's gonna beat your best ever 66.
No, he 100% will. So we've got nominated first place will be Kyle Nowak with 662.5. He's gonna absolutely smash that total. The reason I say that
300 plus as a 66 on the dead is disgusting.
Not even just that. Last week he hit 317.5.
Do you guys know?
Wild.
Do you guys
Absolutely
know?
wild.
You guys know the 66 world record is 300.5.
Open.
The deadlift, yeah.
Is it?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's the one. The other American open.
No, Brian Lee. What did Brian Lee hit though? Was it 300.5?
No, he opened with the world record, and then
he did.
Yeah. You're right. Oh, he's gonna eat that alive.
I'm just saying.
And then he deadlifted. What did he deadlift? 222. So so basically he deadlifted 2.5 kg more than his PB in comp for 2 reps in training. So he's gonna hit something nice on squat as well. I haven't seen his bench though, so I wouldn't know.
As long as he doesn't get his friend to handle him, like what Brian Lee did in Malta. If he doesn't do that, he will do well and eat that world record deadlift.
Then he should be fine. But yeah, he'll be way ahead, man. So I can see him winning that anyways.
If I speak, I am in big trouble. So I didn't say anything.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but nominated second is from Japan, Taiga Sato. So I don't know if you saw his Instagram, right? So he's got 215 squat, 260 deadlift, right? He hit the same last week.
Exactly. I was gonna say
I don't know if you saw the video though. Because if you actually go on his Instagram and see the lifts that he did, he doesn't post the whole thing. He cuts the whole lift and then he only plays it from the beginning. So as soon as he unracks it, he'll record that. He'll go down and then you won't see him come up until he's fully locked or fully up.
So even if maybe he had his friends on the side holding the bar, you didn't know that.
No.
So you won't know. So you won't even know what RP it was.
I mean,
we know he could have struggled.
And also something to notice, he did post, so on that like latest post he posted a 270 screenshot, but it's only a 260 pull inside the video, but there's a 270 screenshot.
No, are you telling me people are randomly adding 10 digits on their posts? And
apologies,
them
275 is not even 270. 275 was what it posted as a screenshot.
Nah, it can't be. People can't be posting numbers that they're not actually hitting on live.
I know what Indy's doing here.
Bo.
And also, I mean, we can keep on going, right? But the more you go through his Instagram, the more you see this thing happening.
Mo, I think he's talking about you, bro. He's talking about
you. Me? What happened?
Mo,
I know for a fact.
No, that was a typo, brother. That was a typo.
You just said 760 pounds.
That was a typo, bro.
Apparently-
Rondell has entered the chat, bro.
Apparently, maths is not a subject they teach in Newcastle, so it's one of those things we
Oh,
just need to
I
talk to
need
the
to let
council.
people know this guy is an engineer, you know.
I literally
Anyway,
moving on.
commented. I literally
Alright,
commented
alright.
inside
Yeah.
saying 750.
So that's who's nominated second, and then in third we've
Oh,
got
my
Tristan
goodness.
Ho from Singapore, nominated third. But my personal opinion here, don't know about you guys, is I'm gonna go for Sammy to come third because his nominated total, obviously for GB, is 597.5, but he's way ahead of that right now. His training's looking strong. His training's looking very, very strong. I think he hit 615. Was it 615 total? Yeah, 615. With 225 squat, 130 bench, 260 deadlift. They moved very good as well. So he's got a lot more in the tank.
To me, like the two Brits, they're close to each other. They're neck and neck, right?
Yeah.
And Sami got the biggest pool. So in terms of like Sami just need to load what he needs to get a third spot and not worry about. One thing I always worry about as Brits when we go international, I think I was having this conversation with someone really really knowledgeable. I was like, the worry for me is when you go two lifters in the same weight class, you go to the international, instead of focusing on competing against the other nations, you start looking, for instance, like Indy will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be Bo at the Europeans. And the Bo will be like, I don't want Indy to beat me. Do you know what I mean? And shit like that scares me. Or like me, myself, I might go against with Ade or Kunz or whatever, saying, okay, I don't want these guys to beat me. But the reality is what I said, like, when you're in the international stage, fucking forget about your nations, like your head-to-head at home. Just focus on competing against other people. Do you know what I mean?
And this is going to be Sammy's first international as well.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I'm literally saying this because I'm looking at these two guys, they're neck and neck. So
in training though, Durans, they're not the same, man. Because I saw if you see Ben's training, you can actually see his squat is very different to
on the comp day,
Sammy's
the
squat and
result
stuff.
is here. Do you know what I mean? So the result here is 2.5 kilo on comp day. Even the training before the juniors, it was the same. Sammy's training was flying. You know what I mean? But on a comp day, they came neck on neck. So on that day, would it be like, okay, do you have to place third and beat other nations, or you don't want him to beat him? This is the worry for me. Just I'm putting it out there. Right? People have their opinion, but this it's just been a worry for me in terms of like, are we going to go up against each other, or are we going to go up against other nations? Do you know what I mean? Because at the same time, this is what it is.
But quick question though, what's Kibria's squat PB? The British record.
I think it's 243, I think.
So it's in the 240.
I thought it was 230. Is it in the 40s now? I thought he got
it's still in the 40s. Definitely in the 40s.
It's still in the 40s.
His second attempt at All England was 240 something.
Yeah, 243. I think that's the squad record of 66. Don't even talk about it, Espen. You're not there yet.
No. Because all I was saying was I thought it was in the 230 range. That's why.
No.
So I thought,
were you saying that they're gonna get close to what Kibra is putting up?
I thought Samuel get close to that squat, man. Honestly, that 225. That's my opinion. I'm just gonna say he's got a good one. All right.
I thought it was 240.5.
Okay, yeah, he may not be.
I thought it was 240.5. I'll double check now anyway. While we're talking.
I thought it was in the 230 range. That's all I honestly thought.
No. His second attempt was there, but not to distract and start talking about the open.
Okay, 240.
Not everything has to be open beef with you. 66.
No. I'm just saying, man.
Bro, move on.
Move on.
You're past that point.
I am. I'm just saying. I'm giving my honest opinion here. You know what? I ain't saying anything anymore.
Let's move on, right?
Let's move on.
74s.
74s.
Well, just to give Grant a shout out because he's very strong. He's got a monster bench, 142.5. He potentially could be edging closer and closer to taking that open bench total record also as a 66. So if Sam is not having a great day, I mean, the British one, yes, it's not open. But I mean, first of all, the open weight class, it's insane. I think there's obviously a battle between Kao and Sato. The question is how good Sato's training actually is, not what he's quote unquote clipping and showing us here and there. That'd be an interesting battle. And then in regards to our GB boys, obviously the battle between Sammy and Grant will be very interesting. Obviously, Sammy has the higher deadlift, Grant has the higher bench, so it's who can hit the thirds. That most likely will decide who comes out on top on this. That bench you
spoke about, the open bench is with Joey. It's 153.
153.
That's big for him to
That's 10 kilos. Big jump. He's posted the 142.5, which moved okay. But I'll probably say maybe
that's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump to be fair.
I think people's benches, especially at world level, take the biggest hit because of it just depends on who your ref is and what his command's like. Because I'm not being funny. Sometimes it's like, yeah, fine, and then at other times I'm spending longer on my chest than Espin does between comps.
Jesus
So
Christ.
what are you gonna do?
Anyway, on that note, Indy, since Espin moved to 74s, can you take the 74s for us?
Nah, Espin can do 74s. Espin, come on. He hasn't competed in there yet, so it doesn't matter. That Benjamin Button needs to tell us what's going on.
No, Mo, jump on the 74s.
All right, fair enough. 74's first and second looks pretty tight. Obviously, we have the Kian from Canada, and then we also have Alberto from Spain. I've heard of Alberto before. I've actually followed some of his training. Amazing deadlifter, same as the Canadian lifter himself. I think both of them are fairly close. I mean, the Spanish person is just slightly ahead on squats, and I think in comparison to everyone in this weight class, both of them are going to be squatting last. They're further ahead on squats. They're kind of close to the top end on bench, and then deadlifts, they're also further ahead in comparison to everyone. So I think that battle between the Canadian and the Spanish will be very interesting to see. The Indian person nominated
Now
for
the deadlift, the Dominic lads, is 300 plus, isn't he?
From Guyana, yeah. Guyana and India have 310 deadlifts. That's
310.
fucking wild.
Guyana. I missed this one. Where?
Guyana.
Yeah,
He's nominated.
Oh, Guyana.
He's nominated
Guyana has
6.
been. We were 310. Oh no, I meant like in gently, just like top. I'm not saying like they're going to be pulling last, but I actually, funny enough, the Guyanans, I think that's how you pronounce it. They've been like coming on the international stage. There's
So of the
just a
Spanish?
93 kilo lifter.
Yeah,
They
Spanish
made it
as
to
well.
Sheffield. So I think there's a lot of talent, and I'm actually quite happy to see that they've also got juniors coming through, and it'll be very interesting to see how they stack up.
Yeah, as Indy mentioned there, the Spanish as well as a nation, they just been insane.
They've just slingshot over the last like little while.
I think in the next 2-3 years, we're not going to be talking about French ghost shooters anymore. Do you know what I mean? We'll probably be saying that French is missing their bloody.
We're going to be saying like the Paella have shooters.
Yeah, you can say that here.
I'm allowed.
Yeah, we have got our British board there, Brandon T, and the 74s as well. Just a mention to him. Great, nominated in 15 there. We expect to see some stride there, probably maybe getting in that top 10, hopefully. So yeah, and the next one is 83. So I'm gonna take this on because this is my weight class and my boys. So I think this one again is be interesting to see where these guys push these numbers. So far, we really haven't seen 83 guys as a junior getting close to that 800. So in other classes, as we said, we can see the juniors getting to close to that 900 or whatever in the big weight classes, and in the 66 we're talking about 660 something. So someone will be getting probably close to that 700 as well. Yeah, hopefully these guys can get to that close to that 800. The Italian, just watch from the research I've seen, it's been moving really mad. I mean, his bench is just ridiculous. You know, I saw his bench. I was just like, "Fuck me."
Makes me feel shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. It made me feel like I'm wasting my time in powerlifting. I should probably go and do something else.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. But I think the only thing
I'll find you a sport.
The only thing I think to me, again, like the French guys, there's 2 of them there. There's Suleiman there and Thomas.
Big deadlift.
Again,
Suleiman hasn't been on the international stage in a while now, so I'm very interested to see how he plays, because he was a very big upcoming talent in the lead up to the Worlds before the last.
Are you secretly going to be like rooting for him because he has a similar name?
Well, it's spelled
100%.
differently.
That's why I said similar, not the same. Come on.
Yeah, it's spelled differently, but yeah, no, he's a good kid. I remember talking to him actually in the lead up to Worlds, and he was a bit down because he wasn't able to travel last year to go to Worlds, and he was just saying he would have really enjoyed being able to put up against with those top end when Nathan was competing, and he actually fancied himself being there at the top with them.
I think what that's 748. He told about the French juniors. He had a one squat. I think he had a horrendous day because I was watching it live. So his number top end now. We're talking about maybe 770, 775. To be honest, that's where his top end is, because his deadlifts is his pull up. I think 310 or 315 for nothing for singles. So yeah, again we see that. But on the same weight class again, I'm interested to see what our Joey, Awala. And of course, there's Max there as well. It's just
the biggest deadlifters of the flight, bro.
Say it again.
2 biggest deadlifters of the flight, both GB.
Yeah, so that's because again, they will load whatever they need to get them to that podium. And I see if everything goes according to plan, these boys, I can see them probably being second or third, second and third. We can literally see a 2 and 3 GB or 1-2 GB because they do the deadlift.
Can I say something there?
Yeah.
I'm a big deadlifter, and I've used that, pulling to get on the podium or pulling to get a position. I also want to caveat that even from me, this is why I'm trying to get my bench up, is you don't want to leave it for that last pull either.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes,
because especially an international competition with international standards and speeds and the referees looking out for the leans, the lockouts, all of the above. I think if you're leaving for that, or you're like waiting for that pull to do everything for you, I think it also makes life a lot more difficult. I know I keep hearing it. The reason why I'm bringing it up is not because of this weight class, but because I keep hearing over like the last year or so, oh, that big pull. Yeah, it's at an international meet. You can't rely on it. It's like it works 100% of the time. It works 50% of the time, sort of thing.
It's a hit and miss, isn't it? It's a hit and miss.
That's the problem. Like a subtotal specialist, if he's really far ahead, all he needs to do is just keep chipping away at you.
Oh yeah,
it's difficult, man. Because like my pull's big, but like Tony was so far ahead, I was like,
yeah, you can't pull.
Oh, there he is. He's like, go on then, load 420. I'm like, cool. I'll go.
That's what it works. Look, I can give an example of Enna. Enna has got pretty much I'm not saying he's the best deadlifter in IPF, but he's one of the strongest.
He is the best deadlifter in the world,
right?
I think.
Pound for pound,
he has that title.
Do you know what I mean? The thing is, like, what I'm saying is that deadlift, if you say to anybody you're going up against someone who has got 370, 380 deadlift, someone will tell you, don't just bother traveling anyway, just stay home, watch on TV. Because you think if you pull that, you're fucked. But people like us that have got a squat and a little bit of a bench and no a pull deadlift, because that's a subtotal day, and then you're thinking like, oh, we always push Enna to the point where he need to put something that he can't pull on the bar, because that's what Indy was saying. I just wanted to add on that. But again, I'm going to mention that a quick mention on that weight class, the 83 here. There's Alex Sabado there, the American. He was there last year as a junior. And I've been watching his training. He's making some mad improvement on his lifts. So
I think he's definitely put a very low total in, 100%.
Yeah, that total there, that's 722 and a half. That's bullshit.
Do you think they've done it to get into the not prime time flights or whatever it is, or do you think it just?
No, I think the last competition he did was what was the last competition he did?
The American Juniors. I think he did the American Juniors.
No, he did the Open. He didn't do. Was it American Juniors? He did.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah. So I think he just went easy there.
Yeah, I think again at the same time, I expect him to be fighting for that podium or that top spot. But again, I trust my British boys, not because they have got the biggest deadlift. It's just because I've seen the training there, the way he's going. So hopefully they don't prove me wrong there.
He posted a 755 in his training, literally yesterday.
The problem is being on that earlier flight, you're done. Like you've made your statement, and then people know exactly what they need to hit. I know people at like Worlds and stuff. They're like, oh, instead of being in prime time, why couldn't I just been in the other flights? I'm like, that's great. But then people know exactly what they need to hit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at Shell. Look at Shell against the 74 against Taylor. If Shell was in the A class, right, he would have gone toe to toe with Kali, Taylor, and Tim. But because he was in that flight, he couldn't do nothing. And the same thing happened with King Cuff last year in South Africa. They put him in the B class. He couldn't compete against us. But this is the advantage of being in that A class. But anyway, it's strong 83. To me, as an 83, when I look at these guys, these juniors coming up, it's exciting to see the future is bright. But again, the pressure is to get those 83, get to that 800. Because as an 83, 800 now is becoming not even, in the next few years, it will become not even a podium award, right? That 800 total. You know, I know this year was a different story because some people fell with the ball. But
did you see any of them hitting 800?
No, but I was going to quickly mention the Italian looks good. His last performance at the international was very impressive. He looked like he had a lot of kilos left in the tank. But we've actually also competed with the person in second position, Thomas. He competed at Arnold's. So he's the French person with a super low bar and the one who dropped the bar at Arnold's.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know
no,
if you
no.
remember.
That dropped the bar, that's not him. That's the other one. That's the
No,
one
it is him.
The one that dropped the bar is the one that was competing. That is trained by Coco.
Are you sure it's not the same person?
Yeah, I did silent workout with him. The one that dropped the bar.
Right,
Yeah,
fair enough then. Because
yeah,
he was at Arnold's last year.
Yeah.
He did the Arnold's UK. I thought it was the one who dropped the bar. And then obviously Suleiman has been making massive progress. So Suleiman,
He was at Arnold last year. He was.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
so I think-
he was. Yeah, he was, but he didn't drop the bar. There was 283 as French at the Arnold, two juniors.
Ah, okay, someone else. Oh, I thought it was the one who dropped the bar. My apologies then. And then Suleiman looks like he's been making massive progress. I'm just going through his Instagram and I've seen like a 320 kilo deadlift,
Yeah.
a 180 kilo bench, and he looks like he's doubling 270 on squats. So it'll be very interesting to see how those three stack up. But most likely, I think 780, 790 will win.
Yeah, 780, 790 will win it, but the 800. But again, that 780, 790 still getting close. As a junior, if you go 780 kilos as an E3, you know 800 can get there. You know, even though Nathan tried to run away from it, but he could have get 800 instead. But
That's
yeah,
it. Come on, that's
Yeah.
a sound clip right there.
yeah. So talking about that, let's move to the 93. So 93, that's yours in Indy. Take it.
So I've been speaking to Nathan, right, and he said, right, I'm not even going to paraphrase now. I'm going to
I'm
read
just gonna
it.
grass him up in a
I'm
go.
going to grass him up. I'm going to be full Majid Suleiman right now. He goes, I'd like to say I'm going to have a great day in push up 830, 840, but he has had a rough month or so with moving jobs, doing all sorts of stuff like that as well. I back Nathan, to be honest with you. I don't know. Will he win? I don't know. He's definitely going to podium, obviously. But 830, 840, will that win the class? I don't know. Lee's looking really strong. And Shane's looking strong as well. The top three just looks solid. Do you know what I mean? And Malik's been training really well as well. I've been following his training. He's looking really strong as well. I think 93s is one of the most competitive classes in the juniors in terms of who's going to win. Because it's too close to call. Like some of the other classes, you can sit back and you can say, yeah, this person's training looking good. He's going to be clear by this much. But the 93s, I think it's just going to come down to whose day it is.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how these numbers are stacked up. You know, the 800. Look, even up to the guy from Singapore. I don't want to butcher his name, but I'm just going to call him Alexander.
He's sixth, isn't he, at the moment?
Yeah. I'm going to call him Alexander the Great. So he has got 800 kilos total there as a 93 juniors. That's massive, right? That's massive. When you're thinking about the 93 seniors haven't even reached 900 yet, but he's a junior.
You see his deadlift as well.
Yeah, that's just insane, isn't it? 350.
You did not see that deadlift. You just read it right now.
He just saw that now as well.
Realized how big it was.
I'm thinking this is the type of deadlift that James Hadcock used to chase. But anyway, yeah.
Nah.
This
Yo, why are you sending for everyone today?
Yeah. So 350, Jesus Christ. Even Christian
that creatine.
350. But
do you see Nathan getting that British record squat 303?
It's not happening.
Joran says no,
hater,
Mo.
You're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater because what
Joran wait, no, don't explain yourself. You've hated. Right.
I didn't hate it. I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it.
Moving on, Mo.
I don't think he doesn't need to go for that. It would make no sense to do that.
No, don't go diplomatic.
We ain't about this sensitive bullshit. You got to give your opinion. Can he hit it?
No.
Okay, so you call him a hater, then say no.
But not as right now because he doesn't need to hit that.
S-bin.
I'm only gonna say no because of everything that he's got going on right now.
Okay, he said no. Indy, what about you?
No, but there's reasons.
No, I'm hosting. I don't need to answer. Moving on.
He doesn't need to hit that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll even attempt it. To be fair,
we know who the haters here are, Nathan. All three of you said no.
Okay, this is the question. Do you think Nathan will break the British record total?
8:45.
8:42 and a half.
Senior or junior?
He
Senior.
doesn't need to do that again. Like
Senior.
the folk.
No, to win, he probably might have to.
Senior total
No.
8:45. I don't see Nathan hitting 8:45 this comp.
No, he won't be
Simply
I
hitting
don't
because
see any
he's
of
had a
these
lot
boys
going
hitting
on,
more than
and he said so himself.
8:25 to win.
Now, Yulen, if he's in form, he will hit 8:40.
He did that 8:31 at Swedish Nationals.
Yeah.
Right. One thing with the Swedish Nationals, it's a very comfortable environment for these lifters. It's the same as Emil, same as Gustav. All of them have hit this crazy. They're like the Americans and they're like us, our nationals. They can hit this amazing numbers because they're by themselves having fun. The fish, the air, the water is all perfect for them. When they're Romania is a different place. I don't think they're gonna have the ideal circumstances to hit 8:30 plus. I think 8:20 wins the competition.
Yeah, bro, you should be a geography teacher. You know, Romania is different to.
I think, to me,
Sweden.
let me just quickly mention Malik there. I think
I
the
ain't got your
French
time today.
kid, Malik,
Mo's on edge today, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Mo's
I think
holding on to life like his fingers are holding on to his 340 conventional.
Hey, I'm dead. Like
I
my
think-
hamstrings, my back, everything's gone.
I think Malik, to me, I know you guys talking about Nathan, talking about Yulen and potentially Shen Nut. I think to me, Malik there is a surprising package there in terms of like winning this. Because I've seen the improvement. I know people will say French people always push hard in training. They don't translate on the platform. That is true.
Who says that?
You said it.
When did I say your boy? Man,
Yeah.
man pointing all fingers, you know. Man's doing juju.
By the way,
You said it.
So, Pana, you heard that he's not getting an invite to silent work next year. But anyway, it means but this is a junior lifter, which is pretty much different to me. Not my opinion. I'm trying to say here, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins it by 8:30, 8:35. Malik, I wouldn't be surprised there. And
It's a lot to add on.
Go on.
It's a lot to add. Just 30 kg like that.
Yeah. He just put. I know he's just with straps, right? He pulled 340.
I don't count.
Right. So
Okay.
that 340 he pulled, right? Even if we take 20 kilo off, it's still 320 there. He bent 220. If he bends 220, that's another what? What's on the top? That's another 7 kilo there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, plus 7. Yeah.
7
Plus-
on the bench, 7
plus
on the
8.
deadlift. 7 on the deadlift, that's 14 kilos. And then on the squat, just give him 5 kilos on the squat. 5 or even 7 kilos. He's still close to 830.
You know this Alexander guy, right?
You said
Nominated-
840, you know.
No, I said
Hey,
835. 835 will win it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Mo's laughing at you.
One thing we
Mo's
haven't
just sat there laughing at you.
one thing we haven't seen, guys, that Alexander guy from Singapore, right? He's got a 350 deadlift. He's nominated with a 285 squat, but he's hit 300 in training as well. So that's also something to consider, man. And then God knows how much he's got
I'll
in his
go back
deadlift.
I'll go back to Indy said. Just for Alexander, it might not translate on the platform because Indy said people always hit big numbers. And
No, I think Aspin just wanted to mention him because his name's Alexander.
That as
oh
well.
right, but this Alexander actually compete though.
True, and he's actually
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, he actually. So yeah, there's Nathan there as well, Menthia there. So let's just a quick mention on him. I saw he put 330 for his last pull. Again, I think bent about
quick.
180.
That 30 was quick.
Was quick and bent about 180, 182 and squatted something nasty. But again, Nathan is the strongest 93 we have in Britain going to this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Menthia come on top of Nathan.
Nathaniel.
Because again,
Do you not see Nathan podiuming then?
I
So you
see
think-
podium if Nathan go 9 for 9. You know,
I
if
think Nathan's guaranteed the podium unless something bad, terrible happens.
I'm with Mo, to be honest. For me, Nathan's a given on the podium unless something something goes wrong.
because the only thing I'm saying with Nathan is again like nothing against Nathan. I don't hate him. I love the guy.
But the difference between Nathan and a lot of these guys, right? I'll be honest with you. Like, he lifts to standards at all times.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, like, the stuff that he hits in training, like, regardless of the travel and the weight cut, he's obviously a seasoned international athlete anyway, is that he's able to replicate stuff like that. He's not going to just cut his squat. He's not going to drop his deadlift because he's been using straps. Do you know what I mean? Little things like that, I think, make a big difference for me.
Let me put it this way then. If Nathan doesn't face the transport issue he faced in Poland, if it doesn't happen again, he doesn't miss his bus, then Nathan...
What, did he catch Air Suleiman or something and fucking take 42 hours?
Nathan will be...
It's not Air Suleiman, bro. You got to walk all the way to your destination.
But again, it's interesting part to see where Nathaniel Mensah plays, because he's the next one after Nathan. Right?
Nathaniel's very good talent.
Next year, Nathaniel's the one that's going to be that 93 junior king. Guys, I precise 93 junior king. I did not say 93 king. Right? I said junior.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Nathaniel's got amazing. He's only 21 or 20.
Young, man.
Very young, and he's already around. He's basically knocking on 800 kilo total already. So it'll be very impressive to see how he competes internationally, because it's one thing to hit a home nation, but to actually go internationally and do those numbers, it's very impressive to see how he handles it. And then hopefully by next year, I think he should be maybe challenging for that 830 total. That whatever Nathan does right now and leaves in the junior, he'll be targeting that.
Yeah, he's
where he came third at juniors? Did he?
Yes, he did, because it
Jack
was
came
Nathan,
second, didn't he?
Jack, and then Nathaniel.
Is Jack out of juniors now?
No,
he did not take the.
He didn't take the spot. That's right.
Okay, there's still a battle then. Next year.
Oh, between him and Jack
year?
Hopkins. Oh, yeah. But I think Jack Hopkins should, as of now, start looking to be building into the 105s. He's still very young, so he can stay in 93 a bit longer. But I think
Jack is younger than Nathan.
Back.
Jack
is
he just moved to the So the thing is, like, he's going to be a battle. I'm not saying Nathan's going to walk, Mensah was going to walk through the 93 juniors and win it. No, if Jax is there, then Nathan will have to rethink about his plan, because Jax is a strong kid. We all know that. On that note, guys, let's move to the 105s. Mo, that's your weight class. So can you take us through it?
So in the 105s, we have McNaughton Anthony, McDouble Thick.
Guys. Before we jump in, we just need to give a... Actually, no. Sorry, you already did it. My bad. Carry on.
Yeah. So I think we've got McDouble Thick. I think he's the lifter to watch. Now, he's been strong. First of all, I think he's clear ahead, is way ahead of everyone in this weight class. If Rene Keiki was on form, I think Rene would have given him a run for that win. But unfortunately, Rene has just not been back to his old self for a while, I think, after his back injury. So I think McDouble Thick Anthony is far ahead. He's posted a 915 training total. Squat looks amazing. Bench looks great. Deadlift looks amazing. But he's always been around that 900 kilo total range, but never actually put it on the platform. So it's going to be, I think with a lot of these juniors, we're seeing insane numbers in training. We're seeing close to 800. We're seeing a 900 kilo total potentially as a 105 sub junior. We're seeing all those crazy things. But the question is, can they actually translate it to the platform on game day? So McNaughton looks really good. He's posted a massive total in training. So I think it's his to lose, guaranteed. In fact, I see no way for him to lose this unless something terrible happens. And then obviously we have Faris from Tunisia in second position with an 857.5. And then we have Keiki with 840 kilo total. I think Keiki is going to be ahead of that 840. I think Keiki might be back somewhere to 860, 870, realistically speaking. And then it's going to be a battle between Faris and Antonio for that third position.
Yeah, but again, at the same time as well, like here is, I'm talking about just Anthony, then McNaughton there, a 225 kilo bench for a junior. I don't care what weight class you are. 225 kilo bench press is a lot of weight to hold on your chest. That's just, again, it's nothing to say like how impressive these things are. These people are just incredible. So yeah, knowing that, just like a quick note there, in the juniors 93, for instance, the world record sit, I think that's 853, something like that, held by Anatoly, the only man that walked through the 893 and 105. Mo nemesis. So the 105 world record total there again, Anatoly, 940. And again, this is what I'm talking about, senior one. But again, to see how impressive these juniors are, because 875, as you said, the 915 training total, that's impressive. That is really.
He's definitely gonna be aiming to beat that junior world record total held by what's his name again? Coco. I don't think Rene took it last time. Coco has it at 895 still. They did at IPF Worlds back then. So I think he'll be looking to definitely clear that. I think probably the game plan would be to hit that by second attempts and load something on the deadlift, unless something terrible happens on squats.
That's impressive. Just a quick shot there on that weight class there. We have got Charlie Kidd, our Brit, that is nominated 10th. So again, because of the juniors, the recovery, and all we talk about, the way training has been moving, so hopefully he's going to creep into that top 10s there. Again, 322.5 kilos as a deadlift, as a 105 junior is impressive. It's no small amount of weight. So that is something in the next few years, people like Mo and Ben should be watching out. So the next one, guys, on that note, we're going to move to the 120s and 120 plus. I'll leave that to the big man here, the fattest man on the podcast, to take it.
Pipe down. 120 plus looks a bit, on paper, looks a bit self-explanatory. I think I'll do the 120 pluses first, because there's much less people in there. On paper, he's quite far ahead, 1,000 kg as a junior, on his nominated total. I think he's a Georgian lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then we got Switzerland, I think, in second. Let me open it up. 957, 911. I don't see things going any different than they are on paper at the moment. Moving on to the 120s, though, I think it gets quite interesting.
I was just going to quickly mention there. Also, Antonio has a massive squat with a massive 327.5. He'll probably be getting closer and closer to that 330, maybe a 335 range. So it'll be a little battle between him and Anthony for squat gold medal, which would be pretty impressive to see. And then just to touch on, apologies again, Charlie the Kid, a phenomenal talent. I got the chance to actually meet him in Oxford. The kid is insane. I mean, if you want to talk about package, brains and brawn, he's got it all. He's studying, I believe, mathematics or something. He's financial, but same sector as you, but investment banking. He's already secured a contract with Goldman Sachs already when I was talking to him back then as a second year or third year in university in Oxford. And then he's also been powerlifting at the same time, jacked. Very impressive, smart kid, and hopefully the future is bright for him. And he can stay in powerlifting and obviously keep on growing. So I'll be very impressed to see what he does on the international stage also.
Just for the listeners, Mo went back to the 105s.
So
yeah, just so that in case you're here and you're like, yo, what the hell's going on here? Mo went back to the 105.
Oh, sorry, man. My internet cut out and I'll just jump back in again. Apologies.
That's no good. I'm just letting people know because like Espin was looking at Jurans. They're both like, yo, what's going on? I don't see someone else.
I was here, right? I was scrolling. I was like, where the fuck? Who's this? What's he talking about?
Yes. No, yeah, fair enough.
I prompted straight. As soon as you said Antonio, I was like, yeah, that's 105s.
The 120s, I think, looks interesting. The 120s is going to be a good little battle, I think. I've seen some of the lifts that have been going up, especially the deadlifts. I'm going to sound like a hater, aren't I now? The standards of deadlifts, I think, being posted online recently have dropped. The weight hasn't. Don't get me wrong, like the weights are still incredible, but like the standards are a bit shaky because like if you're not locking out, you're dropping it, it's moving out your hands, you're not able to like hold on to that weight. So if you can't hold on to the weight and it's literally just coming down, you can't lock it out. That's not a cleaning up issue, in my opinion. That's a strength issue because you're not strong enough to hold the weight. Like, I know it's going to sound like really like negative.
But what account have you been following to see all of this? Because I haven't seen all these things.
Yeah, you don't look with your eyes. That's why. It's just generally speaking, like people are like, oh, I'm going to lock out. And I'm just going to let the deadlift go, or I'm going to let it go. And we've seen like internationally people letting go deadlifts, letting go too soon. Like it shouldn't be happening in training. Do you know what I mean? Because then you're going to replicate that on an international stage, and by the deadlift, you're already shattered anyway. Like there's a lot been going on. But I know the Libyan hit 370, I think his name is Al Hassi. I think King of the Lifts posted that, and it was slipping at his hand. He said he's going to clean it up for Worlds and stuff like that, and that's a big 20 kg on his total straight off the bat. I think you'll be having a few people pushing towards the 900 totals, but I don't see anyone in the 120s hitting 900 at juniors personally. Getting close maybe.
Yeah, by the way, just to say on the deadlift there, on the juniors 120, the world record sits at 368 kilos. I think this is by the Norwegian guy. So that's a lot of weight. You know what I mean? So these juniors, most of them, if they go into world thinking, let me hit those numbers, they'll probably just lead to failure. But yeah, what Indy mentioned there, the standards of the deadlifts have gone really shit, you know, on their social medias. And I mean, not just
what's wrong, Mo? Why are you shaking your head? Go on.
I mean, Indy, not just the deadlifts though. Look at the squats. People.
Now, 1 second. Let Mo speak because he's shaking his head. I want to see what Mo has to say.
Nah, just let them do their thing, man.
I mean,
No, but that's not the point, is it? Like this is a podcast on powerlifting, right? And like juniors and people coming up, they're looking at these big lifters, and they're looking at these people that share completed lift, sharing not completed lift, and they're going, that's it then. That's the way to go. And then there's people backing them. I don't buy it, bro.
Even the things like people.
If a bench buries me and I share it, I'll be like, I'll be there on meet day. Every single man in this podcast is going to take the piss out of me.
Of course. Even like
so why not hold like these lifters to the standards as well? Like it doesn't make any sense. You can't just be like, yeah, that looks good, bro. Where's that?
Even that, bro. Even some of the big names, like you go and attempt a big deadlift, you don't get it. You said, oh, that was close. Like Mo, you should say that your 391 was close.
My 391 was not close.
Well, that's our point.
But your 391 moved all the way pretty much close to your knees. But there's people that can't even get it off their shin, but they're saying it's close. But these are big names. Do you know what I mean? And then the same thing go with the squat in there. People will squat so high where you can get London Bridge under the ass, but they're still saying like, oh yeah, PBs. And
I was going to say though, there is a trend of people squatting high now, and it's almost like a regular thing.
You know,
I think it's stupid.
We did a podcast on this before. I forgot what episode it was, where I said, if your friends hype you up in the comment section, you need new friends, and I stand by that honestly, because it's like what Indy said. If he posted a video, right, and it was a shit lift, like it shouldn't have like counted, we will all take the piss out of him, and that's how it should be. Like, because then all you're gonna do is do better in your next set, realistically, right, or in the next week, sorry. But that's the problem. These lifters will post this shit. Will get reposted by certain pages, and then all of their friends will be like, yeah, you got this fucking sick lift. Oh yeah, go. You're not gonna learn, are you? You're gonna keep doing that shit lift over and over and over. And when it comes to comp day, you're gonna fuck up. And then who's gonna back you up there? No one. You're on your own on that platform. Your friends aren't on that platform with you. You're on your own. It's you and that bar. Not you and your 100 mates and comment sections. You and that bar.
Yeah, the referee gives you a red. You'll be like, on Instagram.
Check my comment section, bro.
That's
what I mean.
In training, find yourself a friend like Indy that will leave rent free in your head every time you're deadlift. Thinking, like Mo, when he did his deadlifts this week, he was thinking, Indy was gonna kill me if I don't get this. Me, when I did my 10s the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do 10s. Even before I did it, I was like, I'm gonna do 10s, but I know Indy will call me a bellend. He'll grass me, but I don't give a fuck. But
I'm the same. When I've got high bar and I do high bar, I think, right, my high bar needs to be on point. It needs to be on point.
Exactly.
But if someone hits it, I celebrate it.
Yeah.
Like my lungs were dry shouting at you to hit that 391. Like dry, because at the end of the day, your group's winning, you're winning. It's that simple. Anyway, we've gone on to fucking Rant City instead.
Also, just wanted to give Kelly Lewis a shout out in the 120 class. Also, he's training in the same gym as Andy Nelson, actually, down in Edinburgh. So training looks good. Maybe he's on track for a decent BB, and hopefully he can crack into the top 10 on the world stage.
It's always nice to hit into the top 10. Do you see anyone hitting 900 in the 120 juniors?
No.
Well, I think the closest person will be our Libyan friend. If he's able to replicate any of those numbers, I mean, if he's able to add a massive 20 kilo PB on his on his deadlift alone, he's most likely made progress elsewhere, and the man is yoked, he's jacked. So I think he's probably beyond that 200 kilo bench also. So it just depends on if he can actually translate, because I think the Libyans are always strong, but the question is always either technicality, or they're never to come spec. They kind of either drop the bar or they're not entirely sure what's going on. So if he can replicate all his lifts and go 9 for 9, he might actually get close to 900 kilo total.
Yeah, because he competed not too long ago, the Libyan, because there was the Arab Cup, I think it is, in July. I think it was like pretty soon after the Worlds.
Are you talking about the Asian University?
No, I don't think so.
That one happened a lot more.
Let me
recently.
open his page 1 second, because I was looking through it.
Okay. See, anyway, while in
IPF Arab Cup meet, it was in July. He hit 355 dead, 202 bench, and 330 on the squat.
Oh wow!
Wow, those are big numbers.
So that's already.
The squat was comfy. He failed this third bench. I think it was 887 he hit there.
Wow. Okay. So 890, 890, 895 will be there on the day, maybe.
Yeah, it's a longer,
it's
a longer travel, slightly longer travel. Might be slightly faster meet.
Yeah.
His squat, I think his squat, he'll have a few kgs on top of that on his squat. His deadlift, what he was given the 355, he probably wouldn't have got at Worlds, if I'm honest, because he locked it out and then he leans forward and then re-locks it out. If you look at it,
no, it's not.
Which is sort of roughly what he did with the 370.
Yeah, cool. Guys, just a quick note here for me. Very bold statement here on the 120 plus. Temo is someone I've followed for years. I think rather than Jesus, he is the best 120 plus we have in the world. Right, no doubt about it.
He's a scary lifter to watch, though.
Yeah,
everything he does is quick. It's like quick. Straight to the hole, boom, bounce out. And
people don't realize he's only 22 years old, and he's doing things now that probably Jesus did under his age. So I expect he's the only one that can chase Jesus, what, in terms of numbers. So I'll throw a bold statement there. I expect a 10, 1050, 1070 for this world championship for him. So that's a number that will put him in a place where, yes, he can chase Jesus in the next few years.
He hit 10-11 at Europeans last year?
No, I think it was 10 or 10-10, I think.
I think he chipped something.
We can go to his page. So Europeans last year, he
10-11. Yeah,
10-11.
Because I remember, because the 120 pluses came straight after the 120s.
Yeah, he hit 10-11. So again, I'll put him at a 10.
That's a year ago.
Yeah, that's a year ago.
8 months ago.
Yeah, maybe 1100. Who knows? You know, if he hit 1100, then the whole world will open their eyes, thinking, "Fucking hell." But anyway, you never know. It could be possible. So,
big squat, 403.5.
Yeah, that's big. So that's a European record, I think, isn't it?
Oh, for juniors, definitely. It's got everything for the juniors.
Might even be for seniors. What
even
did
seniors, mate?
No, Jesus will definitely have for seniors.
No, the Europeans.
No, European.
Oh, Europeans. Oh, yeah, we'll have for we'll also have that.
Cool.
I think it might be him. Yeah, it is him.
Cool. Guys, on that note, we'll close up our juniors and sub-juniors preview for the men's side.
Also, I just want, before we do that, I just want to also give a quick shout out to Sean Kosh from Switzerland. Actually, funny enough, I shared a plane with him. We actually had the same journey all the way to Malta earlier this year.
Did you two walk it all the way to Malta together? Or?
Nah, he actually drove all the way from Switzerland to get to Italy, and he said he got multiple points, and he had an exam the Monday because IPF was ended on Sunday. He had an exam on Monday, so He literally flew back on his exam day because it's still university thing, but he's also moved over to America to get like a scholarship to train in that gym where Boring trains in also. So a phenomenal kid. Hopefully he, with the move and everything and being in a very good powerlifting environment, there should be some good progress on that
Yeah, that
also.
957 is from Malta. So
yeah.
And if he was under that much stress and that much traveling and all of the above, then you should see some decent amount of PBs
Yeah,
from
100%,
him as
man.
well. Big bench.
Big bench.
Cool, guys.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to close there for the sub-juniors and juniors men preview. Our next episode will be the women sub-juniors preview that will follow up after this one, guys. I will just invite everybody to give us a like and follow up in every platform you guys do listen to us. So on that note, guys, speak to you later.
All the best.
You need